Today's podcast is brought to you by Our City Coffee. We have some really cool, exciting things that are coming out pretty soon with the coffee. We just launched a new flavor, our golden flavor, a medium roast, delicious, probably my new favorite. To get 15% off any and all of our coffees, you can go to ourcitycoffee.com. Use the code BS. Again, that's our coffee we've developed. Every bag we sell helps feed a kid here locally in Los Angeles. Use the code BS at checkout and get 15% off right now. What is up, friends? Welcome back to the Business and BS podcast, where we talk about business and we do a little BSing. Today on the podcast, we've got Mr. Jabari Marshall, the global marketing manager at F45. He's also worked at NFL Network, Adidas, and Mattel, actually. He was Barbie on Instagram. No bullshit. So he's got a unique audience on social where he's targeting both potential franchise owners and potential gym goers. So it's two kind of separate markets. So we talk a lot about how he does and markets to those different segments differently. We talk about audience segmentation and sequential messaging and how he puts together his Facebook ads. And he's shown us some of the numbers. The numbers are pretty ridiculous, what he's been able to do for the brand in his 6 months that he's been there. Really fun convo. Hope you take something from it. This might have been the podcast where I personally learned the most. Hope you find as much value in it. We thank you and enjoy. So we're not live, but we are live in my place on the podcast couch with Jabari. What is up, dude?
What's up, man? I've been seeing you guys on IG stories, so it's good to be in here.
You're in it.
Yeah.
Welcome. Tell us a little bit about what you, we know what you do, generally speaking. I know you're the global marketing manager.
Correct.
For F45. You do a bunch of digital shit. I remember we had I don't even know if I told you this, Timmy. We had sat down like a month or two ago and we just talked about like shit. We're like, hey, we met through Nike running, and then we're like, let's just meet up and have coffee. And we were just talking about shit, and you're like, look at these numbers I did for, in the first month I was doing shit. But talk a little bit about that shit and what you do for F45 now.
All right. Well, as he stated, I am the global marketing manager, more so performance for F45. So I pretty much work on three parts. So franchise sales, brand, and membership. So, getting new members, keeping the brand top of mind, and selling franchises to potential franchisees. So
when I'm getting hit with those ads on Instagram, that's you?
That's definitely me. We have a lean team. So
yeah.
More than likely that's me. That's like my 9 to 5, and then I do like digital consulting. So work with a couple brands that you've probably heard of, and working on some entrepreneur stuff. So Ceylon, it's a skincare line designed for men of color. So working on that right now. So you probably will see those ads as well.
Yeah, nice.
You guys
dude.
have some color.
Yeah, right. Well, both our kids are mixed. Although your girl's not.
Yeah.
A man, or never will be a man.
Well, you never say never.
I'll know Thursday. I don't think we talked about it on the podcast at all. Probably not.
I have no idea.
But probably anyone who listens to the podcast probably knows me and my shit anyway. But my girl's 16 weeks pregnant this Friday. We're having a baby in September. We may know this Thursday if it's a boy or girl.
Wow.
But it would be a quarter black is the whole. That's what. That's where I was going. She's half black, half white.
Amazing.
So could be a man of color.
That's dope.
Somewhere down the line.
Yeah, do you have baby care products?
We're working on it.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
first customer right here.
How did you get in all that stuff? I know you played football in college like we did.
Yep.
And then where do you go from there?
I played college football at Duke University.
Duke gang in the building.
Yep, ran track. I had number 1, like Zion Williamson, so just putting that out there.
Right.
But yeah, man, played football. Got a lot of my skills that I use today, perseverance, teamwork, all those things. And after football, after college, I went to Baltimore. I was in training camp with the Ravens and trying to figure out how can I take this work effort and this work ethic and this marketing that I studied in school and make something happen. So, fast forward, moved to LA, worked at NFL Network.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, I did programming there for a while.
Did you get that connect from the Ravens, or you just?
I actually got that connect from a Duke alum named Tom Brady.
Oh yeah,
so
I know Tom.
Not the
Yeah, no,
quarterback for
yeah.
the-
Digital,
from
actually, digital.
Yeah, so
I know
he's
what
a
you're
Duke
talking about.
alum. So yeah,
Is he still there? Because he was
he's-
like their head of digital, right?
yeah. He's a VP. So
Yeah.
kind of got me. He was like, come get into the digital world. This may not be the side you want to be in, but it'll be a good opportunity. So from there, went to Mattel. Mattel, yeah.
For what?
I was doing social media for Barbie,
Shut up.
He-Man, and did some photography stuff for Hot Wheels, but just kind of was all over the place.
I didn't
And
know that shit.
Yeah, so I was in the social media. I was basically the voice of Barbie for about 6 months. Yeah,
What does
so-
that look like?
That
How do you
looks-
strategize for that?
Man, they have their own dictionary, man. Like you speak in a certain way. It was an organic social, so keeping little girls interested. So we had like Shelfie Saturday. So we would we have
nice.
tons of young girls sending us their shelf of Barbies and then picking a winner and things like that. So that was pretty cool. And then I did like with Hot Wheels, I did like the photo shoot for like the Avengers and Hot Wheels
cool.
collab. So they sent me the cards and was like, take a picture that we'll like on social media. So yeah, I did that. So.
Was it like quality pics, or was it supposed to look like somebody took it on their iPhone?
It was quality. We actually did it on an iPhone, but it actually turned out well. Like,
Did you have any background, anything like that, or you just?
One of my friends used a sheet of paper to reflect some light, and we had them information like the Mighty Ducks, like the triangle.
Yeah.
And just kind of put them in order of importance. So I mean. Yeah, it depends on who you are. Could be Hulk in the front, could be. But I think we put Iron Man up front. That was, if I'm not mistaken.
So that's simple
Captain
shit,
America.
Though, yeah. Like you just take it, you say, yeah, I'll do it, and then just figure that shit out.
Yeah. That was, working at Mattel was cool because it was, those organic social space is a little bit more about creativity and not as much strategy as what I do now. So it's like,
sure,
what do you think people will like? And, that's why I enjoyed. So I'll say like NFL Network helped me with my writing because I was writing stories for the homepage, and then when I went to
really?
Yeah, so like when you went on, it was like the large font like blah 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 Sean McVay won and then it'd be like I'll talk to the team and get image. So but I was just writing like small blurbs, and I was like, okay, that's cool, whatever. So when going to Mattel, it was like, okay, now write it and make something interesting for kids to come to our social media and engage. So that was that. And then fast forward, I got into performance media. That's pretty much what I'm doing now with Adidas. So I was working at a agency over in Santa Monica, and basically I worked on I did the release of James Harden first shoe with Adidas. Did the $1 million 40-yard dash challenge for the NFL.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so doing making sure I just spread the word, the most efficient, and things like that. And
so how do you do that? How do you spread the word? So explain what that was. Wasn't it 40-yard dash? If you had to wear Adidas, if you ran, what was it?
If it was a 4.24.
Yeah,
I think it's a 4.24. Chris Johnson ran a 4.24,
and you had to beat that.
Yeah, so fast forward, we basically put out content, reached out to some prospective NFL players. So we took those images and used Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter pretty much to do sequential messaging. So about a month or two before the NFL, hey you guys, check this out. Whatever. And then as we move forward, make sure you tune in to see if just keeping people interested. And I did that 1 year, and then the next year we were giving away an island.
Do you remember that?
Right. No, I don't remember that.
Yeah.
I do.
So if you ran
same thing,
like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yeah. So if you ran the 4.24, you won an island, and then a guy broke the record, but he was in Nike.
Right.
So that was.
I do remember that.
He missed out on the island, and I don't know. It was actually an island there if somebody did it. So I don't know how that would have worked out.
How does that even work logistically? How do you? How much does an island cost?
Well, I think they took the percentage. Okay, there's a large chance nobody's going to break this record.
Yeah.
But they had it.
And even if you do, though, it's constant promotion when they go back to the island, when they go to the island, you know.
And the halo effect. Like, I mean, mostly around NFL Combine, everybody focuses on speed. And the thing is, it's a halo effect. So after you, the shoe that the person runs in the 40, you can't even purchase because it's like the lightest shoe made specifically for that person. But what happens is when kids go out and buy their shoes, you know, they make the money back on the island from parents buying these kids, you know, $100 to $150 cleats.
What was do you know what the paid media equivalent was?
We spent about a little over $500,000.
And what do you think off of, like, do you guys have the numbers off of?
Oh, like what you make back?
No. Like, what was, so if you spent $500,000, but you got all the other publicity, all the people talking on social media, like what that equivalent to?
In impressions, maybe?
Yeah.
Ooh. It was almost like 30 million, like in impressions. Yeah, like, and then just media just grabbing onto the story. So the PR team putting it in front of all of the ESPNs and complexes and all types of publications for, you know, adolescents or whatever.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Which blow it. Like, and think if that happened now, how much bigger like Instagram is than it was 3 years ago or something, you know?
And man, that's a good thing about my job is platforms change drastically. Like, I mean, Snapchat 2 years ago compared to today, it's a whole different ball game. Like, the cost to buy ad placements on Snapchat probably is like half the price.
Probably cheap as shit, right?
You probably don't, for F45, you probably don't do anything else.
We don't do anything. Yeah, we focus on like 25 to 55-year-olds that make a certain, you know, have a certain amount of liquid income to spend per month.
Sure. Because it's not cheap.
Yeah, it's not that cheap.
No.
What is that, male 50-50, male female?
It's skewed towards, so it's about 70-30. So actually, a lot of the members, 70% are probably female.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're the 30% you're getting targeted on.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Yep. I mean, and a lot of our targeting is.
But I'm getting targeted for franchise.
Oh, that's right. Is that different?
Well,
you guys are targeting for that.
Yeah, like we've been working on like narrowing that audience, like trying to make sure people who get franchise advertisements actually have the liquid money to do it.
Fucking, I'm rich, bitch.
Yeah, I know. He tried.
You're up in this studio apartment.
Yeah, man. So yeah, we're working on that to make sure, like, we got people. We're reaching out to people who actually are interested in investing and have the cash and you know, understand what F45 is, because F45 is a different type of franchise than, say, Chick-fil-A. Like, Chick-fil-A, they call you like an operator. Like, you don't, I think from what I understand, you don't actually ever own it. You just operate it for.
I didn't know that. Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know either. I know that there's some stipulations that they, like, you have to have like your religious beliefs.
Yeah, all types of. So yeah, but like in F45's case, it's, you know, you want to have people that are actually interested in fitness, because F45 is a little bit different from the involvement. Like, you kind of build a community when you start at F45 of people that come, and I mean the 150 to 250 they pay per month is almost like not a thing, because it's like, this is my team of people who help me stay in shape for 45 minutes. Even if you don't like the people there, it's like 45 minutes a day, we have fun, but we don't take it any further than that. And then a lot of times you can tell that people do hang out outside of it as well.
Sure.
Yeah.
I know, like, you know, I was telling Lauren Schwab, my friend, that's how we got into F45 when we first started going there. But like, there's 20 of her friends now still 3-4 years later are from people that just randomly came into the gym, or friends of friends, or people that she'll, like, some of her best friends are from that.
Yeah, no, that was, I mean, with me, fitness is something that's just a part of my life. I've been playing sports since 8. So it was actually cool to come, you know, find something where I'm pairing together sports, fitness, strategy, I mean, creativity, because I work with the creative on what we should probably be looking at as well. So, you know, it's just it's a good opportunity, and I get to stay in shape for free.
There you go.
So that's a plus, man. Yeah, and I really like the brand, and, you know, the recent investment / acquisition from Mark Wahlberg, that was pretty big as well.
Oh, that's public?
So, Yeah, it's
Oh, I thought you were telling us some like sneak peek shit
Breaking news.
before the podcast. You said,
Nah, as of Monday.
oh shit, okay.
Yeah, man.
So what does that mean then?
Opening up a little bit, opening up more doors for F45. Just in entertainment. He's an entertainer.
Right.
Bringing his audience. Like he's a fitness enthusiast.
Will you guys start a 4 a.m. workout
see
for
that?
a 4 a.m.
Yeah.
club?
Oh man, I didn't think about that. I think we're still thinking about. I was even thinking about like if they, at F45, we actually have our workouts named after pretty random stuff.
Yeah,
Flamingos, Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So it'd be cool if we could incorporate something from
Something
him in
he's done,
some way,
or one of his movies.
yeah, something,
yeah.
yeah. But yeah, no, that would be cool. But yeah, man, just bringing a new audience, bringing somebody that's actually known for fitness. I mean, it's a no brainer. Then he's an investor and entrepreneur as well. So you can Google and see what they say his net worth is. I don't know. That's ever 100%, but it's usually pretty close.
I'm sure he's doing okay.
Do you know the number?
I think it's like 230.
Oh my god.
230.
I was gonna say 150 and was thinking that was high. 230. Jesus.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So I guess you got some money to play with when you got 230 chilling.
Exactly. So yeah, that's it's dope, man. Definitely you can feel the energy of like the acquisition. I don't see it doing anything but helping for sure.
Sure. So what are you doing on a daily basis then? So you're handling all digital ad space, right?
Yeah,
You do it all?
Yeah, I do it all. So
Okay.
Working in our Google AdWords, working in our Facebook, Instagram, programmatic, working on some like placement on publishers. I'm also working on like our publisher relationships, so trying to get into like some GQ, Men's Health, things like that.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
getting some like unique content, like not something that's a little bit more abstract, not it's fitness. So, but what are the other parts of fitness? So, I know one time with like, for instance, for Adidas, we reached out and we had a chef, and it was just talking about I think it was the Ultra Boost or something like that, and it was just showing his day of like moving around and the active nature of the Ultra Boost and da 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 and all that type of stuff. So, just trying to figure out some ways to show the benefit or the, I guess like the energy that comes along with F45, like the everyday person, but who is that, everyday person that has a large influence, but how you can fit it in, building the community, why they do it, something like that. Hopefully somebody actually does it.
Right.
That's well known as well. I guess Marky Mark would be a great
Marky Mark. I don't think he likes being called Marky Mark.
That's what I heard. I feel like I heard that.
Yeah, I've heard that. You heard that?
No.
Yeah,
no.
he doesn't like to be called that. But I mean, that's where
what-
he
yeah,
came
I
up.
don't know.
That should come up.
So the crazy part, that's what actually got me into advertising. I took a course at Duke University called Sex and Advertising, and it was focusing on like the early Calvin Klein ads and how they went against the grain. And I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like somebody thought of some rebellious advertisement.
Yeah.
In a time that was probably a little bit sterile. So
For sure.
And I was like, this came full circle now.
Right?
He pairing up with the company that I work for. So.
That is funny.
That's funny, dude.
Yeah.
So when you're you're selling it, I assume it's 3 different types of ads you're putting out there for franchise people. How are you differentiating what you're doing, messaging? Is there a difference in ad spend you're doing?
Yeah, I mean, in theory, like the franchise is probably the lowest spender because you got to have somebody with about $90,000 to $150,000 in like liquid cash. So being Americans as we are, we know that's not the norm. That's a small percentage of people.
Yeah.
And then outside of finding somebody that's 90 to 150, they need to be interested in fitness.
Yeah.
And that takes it takes it down even more. So just trying to strategize, like meeting people who are ready to buy a franchise, but also telling the benefits, a turnkey process, how we support them throughout the process, things like that. I mean, that's kind of the point of view we take there. And then like with memberships, it's about
with this, before we go to that, so how do you do that digitally? Because you can see some of that shit.
Yeah, so digitally, it's a couple ways. Like, I mean, it's really like audience segmentation and sequential messaging. So, how do you want your first touch to be when you meet the audience? Then, what do you want them to do on the second touch? So it's just like basically understanding consumers is like probably the secret sauce that I have in that part. Is like working in so many different verticals. I worked in like entertainment, I worked in CPG, but in this case, I'm like, we need to find this small audience of people who have $100,000+ and interested in what we have going on. So cool thing is like Facebook is a little bit more prospecting, so we're looking for those people. And then like our AdWords, that's a little bit more intent based because people are actually typing in what they want. Right. So it's like, I want a fitness franchise.
Sure.
But we want to make sure when they type that, they see us first and not the opposition.
Crunch Fitness or something.
Yeah. I don't want to give any pub.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, just the people that we, our competitors and things like that. So, working with intent, working with prospecting, working with the trick. And like we were saying, like before we go to brand, but brand is like the trickle down effect. So brand would be, a Mark Wahlberg article. So you started the Mark Wahlberg article, you Google F45, and you're like, I've been thinking about, investing in a franchise, and F45 sounds good. So then you Google search it.
Yeah.
And then Facebook sees that you search for investment, and then I target people who searching for investment, and then we massage this relationship until your money is with us.
Yeah.
And just retarget the shit out of them.
I would bet that just because of the Mark Wahlberg thing, there's like the franchisees in like New York, New Jersey skyrocket.
Oh man, yeah. So it's the 18th.
In Boston too, I guess.
Monday.
He's a Boston guy, right?
Yeah, he's a Boston guy.
But he's
from Boston. Yeah. So Monday, I mean, we saw a lot more leads. Leads being people who give us their information as they're interested. So I mean, it was.
On one platform specifically, or just all across platforms?
All cross platform. Yeah. Everything kind of just like was up about, 1,000%. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, we had Men's Health articles, GQ, and
do you guys arrange that yourself, or does Mark's team do that? How does that work?
Well, you kind of reach out to the top publications, then it just trickle down. Like everybody else just grab the story and kind of go.
But is that F45 team F45, or is that team Mark Wahlberg?
It's all one team now.
Yeah.
It's team.
I am team Mark. Yeah.
It's team F45. No, we have a PR team that actually just make sure all the information comes out the right way.
Sure.
The information we want out is out. The information we don't, all those type of things. So
yeah,
man. There's a lot of movement. I mean, it's been months. I've been there about 5 months.
Okay.
I know the conversation had already been in place from a while back, so it's kind of cool to be there and see it
through the process.
Yeah, and see it like close and all those type things, and actually be a part of like help working with F45 since I do it daily and I like the brand. It's always cool to sell something that you actually take part in yourself. And believe in.
Yeah. A lot of people can hawk shit.
Yeah.
You can hawk shit all day long, but to actually feel a certain way about a brand or what you're doing means a lot more.
It definitely helps. Yeah, and I've been fortunate to work with, like I said, Adidas, and
I love what Adidas does.
Yeah,
Adidas is my favorite brand.
Yeah, man, they turned the curve a couple years back, and they took the hip hop approach, like kind of working with like influencers in hip hop. And the thing about a shoe brand is that brand equity. You get somebody at 15, lifetime value. No telling. $100 a year for 60 years. At the minimum, and we're buying 3, 4, 5 shoes a year.
Yeah.
Now I say Adidas is my favorite brand. I was thinking through my head, I don't think I have a pair of Adidas shoes. But I love what they do on social. I think I was telling you, Timmy.
He's got his Under Armour phone case even.
Yeah. Well, all right. So I had to get a new phone. Shit was broke. And I needed to get a case out the door because I put my wallet and my ID in the back.
Yeah.
So I had like no choice. This was the best one of the the options. I thought,
I need to get that too. I got a 7 right now.
oh, it's so
It dies in like an hour.
that's what I had a 7.
Oh, okay,
It
yeah.
was janky, so I had to get out. But what I love, Adidas did this. I was talking about this a couple times recently. They did like a month ago. They did this collaborators thing. So it's you saw that? It's just like musicians, producers, like they just do stuff like that. We're like, let's just put a group of people together, figure some shit out.
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel
and
like
then create content behind it.
I feel like they went back to what worked. Like that. I mean, that collaboration with like Run DMC back in the day. It's a it's a culture connection. Is fashion. Is all of those things. And I feel like around the 90s they tried to go like sports first. Okay. And it that didn't resonate as well. You know what I mean? Like they were like, oh shoot, let's go back to what we know. Music, popular. I mean the Kanye West cosign, that didn't hurt, and then that the trickle down from Kanye was then they got, they work with Tiana Taylor, they work with designer, they work with all types of people, and then by then, I mean the bottom line, the gross income had grown tremendously at that point. So yep, and then Harden, what's the baseball guy from the Cubs? He was pretty big too.
Dude, we're way out of the baseball game.
Oh, me too. Chris something.
Chris something. We'll go with that.
Chris sounds good to me.
I don't know. I can't think of it, dude.
But he's like one of the top
name
baseball
like
players.
2 MLB guys at the moment.
Yeah, dude. I don't.
Yeah, I'm not a baseball guy.
Yeah.
I should get back into it.
Too long of a season, too slow of a game.
Yeah.
I'll go to a game all day.
Games are fun. Games are fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember as a child, like I was in the outfield. I'll just be out there standing. Nobody
like Braves?
I was like,
no,
I ain't playing. I'm like 8. Nobody hitting it out in the outfield. So I'm just out there.
Slapping at butterflies and shit. Yeah.
Exactly. Until you get that one kid that's just punishing the baseball.
Yeah.
And then you get hit in the eye.
And you got to actually do some shit.
Yeah, then the ball come down and hit you in the eye. You're like,
right.
This is my moment.
Right. So so that's how you guys work franchise shit. What's the difference when you're trying to recruit a member?
I mean, a member, we are very targeted. So it's not a domestic targeting. It's certain locations.
Are you doing the spend for every franchise?
Yeah, every franchise.
Shit, okay.
Yeah,
do they do their individual ones too, or
we work with an agency on that part?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I work with like an agency that pretty much focuses on the thing is I know how to do it, but I mean we're coming up on 500 locations.
Oh Jesus! Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So just working with an agency to make sure that all of our franchises are getting, top quality targeting. In some cases, getting some individual attention if needed, as we are opening in large cities like Los Angeles, but also small cities in Ohio and all types of places. So just making sure, that the support is just different. Like for instance, if we look at a place, they have 7,000 active Facebook users a month who are interested in fitness. When you go to LA, I think it said 900,000.
Okay.
So imagine
a little different.
Yeah, like how it's just
how do you change the messaging for some podunk city in Ohio where we're from or LA?
Well, it would be more so like spreading the targeting, because like in a LA environment, like our thing is like timing. So like if we want to target somebody, like you need to be 5 miles or so to get to a workout. Out in Ohio, you guys probably know better than I do. You may be able to drive 30 miles in 30 minutes.
Yeah, no problem.
30 miles.
Depending on where you are, yeah.
Exactly, 30 miles in LA.
Nope. That's Orange County.
That could be like
you would never
2-3 hours.
Yeah. No.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, just figuring out where the opportunities are and making sure we treat each location unique. Like you basically can't treat LA like Cincinnati.
Sure.
So just trying to make sure that we, basically like make tiers of what type of marketing is needed for each place, where, you could probably just here, you can just do Facebook, Instagram, AdWords, Google, things like that. But in some of those other towns, you may need to get out in the community, out of home.
Sure.
Taking those relationships you have,
So when let's say I start a franchise in Cleveland, Ohio, what type of support are you giving me? Or are you involved in that at all? Like, are you saying, hey, here's what I would do. Go out in the community, do this, blah, 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 blah.
Well, we get to that if we can't use social, with social first. But if you can't get the results you want, because we kind of know like how many leads you need, how many people you need to open to make it beneficial for you and for us. So,
okay, yeah.
Just trying our first tactic. If that don't work, second tactic, third, like just keep trying to optimize towards like what is actually what's actually working. And but things like I said, things like this Mark Wahlberg relationship, that automatically gives us some brand equity. So we don't have to work as hard. They're like, oh, that's the thing Mark Wahlberg is a part of. Let me at least take a look at it or go do the 7-day trial. And and one thing I do say, like I think it's a great product. So after you do a 7-day trial, you get that itch like, my endorphins are flowing. Sure. I shouldn't stop. But
so are you doing different digitally? It's harder for me to say than it should have been. Digitally, now that Mark Wahlberg is working with you, so are you like now targeting people who follow Mark Wahlberg? Are you doing anything like that?
Yeah, it's so fresh. I mean, he hadn't even been with us 48 hours.
Yeah, this was yesterday.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out how to. We definitely, I'm sure it's going to be we definitely going to use some, a large part of the company. I mean, he bought a percentage of the company. We definitely would use him as the face. Like,
sure.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I mean, he's already been in a lot of our ads before it was.
Oh, really?
Like just working out. Like just, he actually does F45, so that actually makes it cool too.
Yeah. Where's he at?
He's all over. I've seen him everywhere. I know I've seen him in the Los Angeles F45s a couple times, but I've seen him all over. Like, I'm sure he had a free membership everywhere.
And go wherever you want.
Yeah.
That's funny.
So what's the new thing I saw recently with USC in the track with F45?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So I'm actually doing the advertising for that as well. But it's basically just an opportunity to come out and see what F45 is about. And it's no gimmicks or trick to it. It's not like come out and pay for something. It's just like literally come out, work out, check out what we have going on. USC is also having like some health and wellness type boosts out there as well. So we kind of like adding in. I mean, it's just like, I wouldn't say adding to it, but definitely like just making going along with that theme, coming out, check out F45. F45 is actually in a couple of universities already too.
Right, I knew that.
Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure if it's in USC, but just bringing out the health and fitness community to kind of see what F45 is, because I know there's a lot of people. You probably ride around and I mean, before I worked there, I saw a while back. I saw the location in Culver, and I was always like, "You like the people in there working out hard," but I don't know exactly what's going on there. So, this will give you an opportunity to see what it is, and also meet some of the trainers. And the good thing about it is a lot of the people who work there also work out. So I'll be there working as
when is it?
handing out merch.
This weekend?
March 30th.
2 weeks.
The hell's today?
Next Saturday, right?
I think it's
today's
next
the 18th or 19th.
Yeah, it's like in next Saturday. So just opportunity to come out, meet the trainers, meet some of the employees, and get some free merch and sweat.
Sure. Nice.
Yeah. Why not?
So the ones in the universities then, are they corporate owned, or are they the universities?
No, it's university. Yeah,
they franchise them.
Yeah, pretty much.
Cool.
Yeah, so the university franchises, and I guess it gives like the student body I mean, I would have loved to have like a 45-minute workout. And I mean, I played college football, so it was a little bit. I had
you
a 45.
Been doing, but you'd have been going in there maybe trying
coach.
to
What the fuck are you doing?
But I'm thinking if I didn't play sports, it'd have been great to get in shape in 45 minutes, and then I'm sure it's like a total different type of prorated spend membership for the college student.
Well, they probably just swipe their card.
Yeah, something like that.
Whatever.
It don't matter.
Just loan, take out more loans.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
What do you think's one thing? Because I've seen some of the numbers you were showing me before. What do you think? One thing that most people aren't doing that you're succeeding with the way you're targeting and doing things.
I think one big thing is like that trick, that halo effect. Like sometimes you can go in a lot of these platforms and optimize towards conversion. But I mean, it's real big about like reaching the audience first to get in their mind, to create that brand equity, which would make the conversion that much cheaper. You know, like you can meet somebody up top, you like Mark Wahlberg, great workout, efficient use of time, family fun environment, or team, or you can meet them at the middle, like 50% off, and it's like okay, it's 50% off, I'll do it one time and never come back. But that other, like taking the relationship and massaging it into like something that's worth the brand equity and the team environment, like not rushing the connection with the audience. That's probably something that we do a little bit more. I feel like I do well, because I know a lot of times I get ads where it's like 50% off or 20% off. Like I don't want to like sell my brand. I want to sell like a quality product, and you pay full price.
Yeah.
Because that's how much we think it's worth.
Yeah, that makes sense. So how different is that though if you're working with one of the small brands you've worked with, or the men's skincare, or is it men's skincare? Is that a small brand?
That's actually that's my thing. So it's like
okay,
but it's growing well. It's actually before I jumped into that, I kind of was able to. Well, first off, I'm a man of color, so I was actually able to know that when I went to get skincare products, I didn't see anything that was like for me per se. Because looking at a lot of things, like I thought like the foaming effect, you think your face is getting clean, but in my case, it was just drying my face out. So when I shaved, the hair would come to the follicle and be in some dry skin, and then I got like an ingrown, and so I was like, okay. And this has been going on since undergrad and college. So I actually had my two business partners. I'm the third to join, but we more so I'm the performance guy out of us. We got one guy that's more about the product, and then we got another guy that's real into like the PR portion. But it was a product that just was needed, and I mean, like I say, it's selling now. I wouldn't even say off of brand equity or anything. It's selling off just a need, or taking that subliminal thought of who our audience is, and they're like, oh, you meeting them where they already are before they even thought about it. Because like, I mean, I know what type of returns a lot of products get, and we're getting a pretty good return for not having $1 million budget.
Sure.
So when you're the other two guys, they're guys, right?
Yeah.
When the other two guys started it and brought you in, was like the logistics and everything, the product already set in place, or did you guys all do that together? And how'd you go about that?
I would say the product, because one guy is the product guy. Like we work with like a dermatologist from Harvard, actually. The product was in place, but the infrastructure for actually gaining revenue wasn't. So that's where I come in. I'm making sure that we make money for the product. That's what I do. Like, so strategizing where, how should it look, how should it feel, how many times should we contact the person, like when should we pull back and they not see our ads for this amount of time. So just trying to strategize that portion. So it's one guy. I always talk about like our relationship. It's like we got one guy who makes you want to pull out your credit card. We got one guy that makes you want to swipe it, and then we have one guy that makes you want to keep swiping it over and over. And that's kind of how we work together. Like our product guy, you grab the debit card out of your pocket. And then our second guy, he'll make you swipe it. My thing is like making you not return it, not come back again. How can we make this a good experience? Because basically on social media, performance media, the thing is like I don't know where I heard this term, but like always having like a delightful experience. Because,
Sure.
you know, social media can be intrusive. Like I'm sitting at home and it's like,
Yeah.
you know, blood splashing all over the screen. You're like, whoa,
Yeah.
this is a little bit too much. Or somebody like, you need this right now. Like, I want to make sure when you see it, I'm like I would say like an artist. I paint, draw, do all those things. I want to make sure like when you see my creative, you can kind of build your story around it more so than like some shit that's just like, this is what it is. You need it. Our ad's not like that. It's like, here goes something.
Here's an experience.
I think,
okay.
like put yourself in the shoes. Do you need this? If not, no worries. If so, click here. That's kind of the vibe that we want to have. We don't want to be like a intrusive brand. It's like, you need this. It's hip hop. It's like popular culture. Like, you know, that's the beauty of like having something that you control, is you can kind of control how it's put into the public.
Sure.
Yeah. So,
How much is like your I'm sure your spend is small, right? At least, especially off the jump.
Yeah, like we do about 275, 250 in advertising a day.
Okay.
But we are certain to make that back every day. So
okay,
we've got to the point where we know we're making that back, and in most cases doubling, tripling per day.
Cool. How were you able to when you first started doing it? How much have you tweaked your standard messaging?
So I mean, initially I did a little strategy where I took like some dynamic creative. So I didn't pick. One thing I didn't want to do was like pick what I thought the audience would like. So I picked 10 images, 10 titles, 10 whatever's, and I let it optimize, and Facebook almost basically told me like, this is a creative combination that works.
Okay.
So I took it out the mix, threw it up top by itself, and I still had the dynamic creative working. It showed me the second creative, pull that out, throw it up top. So I kind of just been like letting the audience tell me what they like more so than
that makes
guessing.
so much sense too.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, so kind of like I'm giving y'all some of my secrets, but I know y'all got this.
It ain't like it's secret.
I know you got this coffee thing going on.
Right? Yeah.
But just like strategizing, like, and that's why I say the beauty of like working with a lot of different products is like understanding how to go about it. Cause like I've had my times where, it may be a shoe that I'm pushing, like this shoe looks terrible, but when I push it, everybody loves it. I'm like, so I make sure when I'm strategizing, I try to pull myself out. But with the skincare line, I am a man of color, so I don't have to pull myself out as much as normal. It's like,
but how you feel, how you want to look's different than everybody else.
So it's like I have a close. So and that's what I wanted to do is make sure I didn't get cocky, like, oh, I'm a man of color and my skin, so this is exactly. I still strategize everything I do. So
sure,
just letting the people tell me what works.
Yeah, makes a lot of sense.
Yep,
that's good shit, Timmy.
No, that's great.
I feel like we could probably do like another 8 hours.
Probably.
We'll have to do this again.
Just chatting away.
Yeah, it's good shit. I appreciate it. On that note, we appreciate it. My tooth
hurting.
It doesn't. I was talking to these guys before. My tooth fucking hurt like a mother before.
Really?
I don't feel it right now.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, it's there. But like some good convo will fix it all.
Here you go right here. Let me give you a
what you doing?
Sneak peek for the month.
Oh, here's your numbers. Total sales. We're halfway through. That's with the skincare brand?
Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't suck.
Yeah.
That's pretty damn good.
Yeah, for like, decent
for what
numbers.
It is, yeah.
For 264 people purchased something that was not around before.
And especially because you have your system and you have something going that you already know is working right now too.
Exactly. Yeah, man. Like I really, the thing about performance media is it's so much like sport.
I like that you call it performance media.
Yeah, because it is. Well, the thing, I always call it performance because I'm an athlete. So I think about, you practice. So practice is me like, this audience, then like, oh, how this might go. I'm lifting weights, da-da-da. Then it's like game time. So push the button. How does it go? Oh, damn, that didn't work. Back to the drawing board. Let me go study film, then come back. So it's like, it's really like a sport for me. I'm in here like, I wake up in the morning like, oh shit, we had 8 sales before I woke up. that was a good day.
Yeah,
like, you know what I
it's
mean?
a good start.
And then and this thing, you get to see, like, we got users who come in from Facebook, do 3 sessions over 6 days, and then purchase. Then you got people that come in one, so just like figuring out why are they doing it like that, or
Yeah.
you know,
It's a never-ending game.
yeah. So it's like it's performance, because you know, when you hear, it's a lot of different marketing. You know, when I was younger, you like you got brand marketing, it's a little different. You got performance marketing, it's a little different. PR is a little bit different. And I make sure to say performance, because my stuff is tangible.
Sure.
You know, you got your brand creative where it's like, it can be measured by click-through rates, maybe. That's probably the best way to view-through rates to completion or something like that. But it's not a total dollar connected to it. So most of the stuff I do is like $1 on the back end. So that's why I call it performance.
Yeah, I'm definitely stealing that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Me too.
Performance media.
Yeah.
Performance media.
Yep.
Yeah, man. I'm trying to, you know, I always thought about, like, I get so many requests to, like, talk about performance media, because I think I can make it easy. Like, I talk about it as a sport because that's how I think about it.
Sure.
So when people sit around, they're like, oh shit.
Yeah, just a way of thinking of it. Like, we've
Yeah.
heard the same shit
Yeah, you hear it
generally,
everywhere.
but like to say it how you said it makes so much sense.
Yeah. So it's just about, you know, being strategic and making your dollar stretch as far as possible.
Sure.
Yeah.
I like it, dude.
Yep.
Jabari, we appreciate it, man.